Travel Talk, where our expert magical memory planners discuss ways you can have fun, memorable, and stress-free family vacations. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Travel Talk. My husband and I just got to spend some time in Barbados. We were enjoying the two beautiful Sandals resorts there. So for this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about Sandals in Barbados. So these are some amazing properties. And the really cool thing about it is that Sandals has two properties there, Sandals Barbados and Sandals Royal Barbados. And often they call the one Barbados and they call the other one Royal. So just to give you some nomenclature while we're talking here. But these resorts are really cool because although Sandals has some other concepts in other areas where it's kind of like stay at one, play at two, I don't think there are any other areas in their portfolio where the two resorts are actually completely connected. So when you're at Sandals in Barbados, you might not know when you leave Royal and you're over on Barbados, or you're staying at Barbados and you've entered Royal. They are really very, very seamless and almost function as one large resort. So other than checking in at your home resort, and then on your departure, you need to check out from your home resort. Other than those two activities, everything else is pretty much seamless. If you have a question, you can go to either front desk. If you are in club level and you need assistance, either club lounge. All of those things are available to you. You don't have to go back to your original home resort. So once you get there, it's really getting two resorts for the price of one. So in this episode, I just want to give you a little bit more information about these two resorts and see if Barbados is maybe something that you want to put on your list. So first off, we're going to talk about some new dining concepts. So Barbados is kind of the place where they start a lot of new things. When I was talking to the sales manager there, she was telling me about Bombay, which is not new anymore. There's lots of Sandals resorts that have an Indian location or an Indian restaurant, but that they first started it at Sandals Barbados. So that was kind of cool to see that. And again, that has happened again. So I want to tell you about some of the new dining concepts that are at these resorts. So first off is two new restaurants. So one is called the American Tavern. And the American Tavern has buffet options for part of the day and then has a sit-down dinner. This location has that traditional American food. So sometimes when you're traveling and you're trying all different things and going to all different places, sometimes it's nice to kind of go back and have like kind of that American meal that you're very familiar with. So that's kind of a neat concept that they brought there, and we enjoyed a breakfast there as well. The second new option there is Chai Asian Fusion. That was amazing. So this is a restaurant that kind of combines all of the different flavors of South Asia or Southeast Asia, right? So you have like Thailand and China and Japan and Korea, and you have all these different kind of flavors, and they kind of bring them all together into a sit-down meal. They still have a soy, which is your main sushi restaurant. They still have a teppanyaki, which is your main like cooking on the table hibachi restaurant. But chai is like that sit-down Asian meal. And the food there was absolutely spectacular. So we had sushi there as well as at Soy, and the sushi at Chai was delicious. Then we had ribs, which were amazing. They were so good that we bought, or we didn't buy, it was included, of course, but we requested a second round of ribs. We polished them off. We were like, we need those again. They were fall off the bone. Those Asian flavors, they were absolutely delicious. So we ended up with 2 rounds of those. And then for our entrees, we got a salmon dish and we got a orange duck, and then we swapped and shared that as well. So the food there was just really spectacular. We really enjoyed it and really excited to see that new concept coming to the Sandals brand. Hopefully there'll be a lot more of them around the brand. And then the second thing they added was 2 new restaurants with kind of a wellness focus. And that's, again, a new concept. They're located in kind of a quiet area in the back of the resort, right off from where the spa is. There's a pool back there, another pool bar, but kind of a quiet and relaxing garden kind of area in the back of the resort. And so There's two restaurants there. The first one is called Greenhouse, and Greenhouse offers a breakfast and a dinner, again, with that wellness focus. So they had some amazing avocado toast and they had vegan options. They had just more of a variety of interesting breakfast items that you wouldn't necessarily see on a traditional breakfast menu. I had like a yogurt with fruit and granola. We had avocado toast. Actually, had a lobster and shrimp omelet, which was amazing. But just the whole restaurant has that like wellness vibe. There's like natural woods and green and neutral tones with the green, and it was really pretty in there, really light and airy. Just a beautiful location for breakfast or dinner, and that would be more of a sit down meal. Next door to Greenhouse is Heart and Soul. Heart and Soul is open for breakfast and lunch, and they're more of a grab and go kind of place. They do have some indoor and outdoor seating. It's right next to that pool on the other side of Greenhouse. And this is a juice bar, and they had smoothies and like healthy teas and that kind of thing. At lunchtime, they have salads and sandwiches and things. So just light, healthy fare that if you want to go get that smoothie, or you love that idea of a juice bar in the morning and getting a custom made juiced collection of things. They had different combinations that they had, but you could make up your own. Just a really nice, fresh food option. Again, located in that back quiet area of the resort, near a pool, garden views, right off from where the spa is. So, again, new concept to the Sandals brand. They hit it out of the park. It's beautiful and a great place to kind of go and get a refresh. We kind of went in the middle of the trip, and it was kind of nice to have a healthy breakfast and kind of refresh a little bit. So, love that. The last thing that's new, and it's kind of in the realm of restaurants, is the new rooftop area. So this is again new concept to Sandals brands. This is gorgeous. So on the Sandals Royal Barbados side, on one of the rooftops, is a whole area to explore. So there's a restaurant up there, not necessarily a new concept restaurant, but it's their French restaurant. Absolutely delicious. It's open for breakfast and dinner. We went there for dinner one night with beautiful views because it's on top of the roof there. There's the Sky Bar. So that's open throughout the day. So perfect for a drink during the day when you're up there, but then also to go up a little early or stay a little after dinner and have some cocktails before or after dinner. And then the rest of the rooftop area is like a relaxation area. So there's a huge infinity pool. There's also heated, like I'd say a hot tub, but it looks like an infinity hot tub pool. I don't know how to explain it. But there's a hot tub and there's a regular infinity pool. Lots of lounge chairs, like couches and seated areas that are partially covered with pergolas, areas that are totally undercover, areas that are out in the sun. The whole rooftop deck area there is just, an expansive area with various amounts of sun. And it's relatively quiet up there. The views are gorgeous because it's the front building where you're like facing the ocean. So right on the side of that building at ground level is the main activity pool. So you get a little bit of music coming up, but it's relatively quiet up there. You have the bar right there. If you want food, you would just head down to one of the areas that are ground level there. Or, of course, if you have a butler, they could bring you lunch. And it's just a gorgeous area to relax during the day. If you're looking for a beautiful ocean view, but you don't want to necessarily be down in the sand or down in the middle of the action, beautiful. In the evening, great place for a pre or post dinner drink, especially if you're eating at the French restaurant. After dinner, we would go up there and just kind of look over. It's dark, but you can kind of hear a little bit of the ocean, see a little bit of it from some of the lights around the resort. And they often had music up there. One night it was a saxophone player, one night it was a flute player, just nice light music in the background. We were talking, and it's just some chairs up there, just a beautiful area to relax. So love this rooftop concept. It's open to everybody at the resort if you can figure out how to get up there. That's a little challenging at first to find that elevator, but once you get up there, it's just beautiful. Highly recommend experiencing and exploring that area. And just a great new concept that they've brought to the resort. And hopefully we'll see that in some other accommodations and areas. So talking about accommodations, let's talk about the beautiful accommodations at these two resorts. So we're going to start on the Sandals Royal Barbados side. And there's a wide range of accommodations here. On the Royal Barbados side, everything's club level or butler. They're all suites, they're all brand new, and they're all beautiful. So they all have that kind of new Sandals look with the light colors, the neutral tones, some aquas and blues and clean lines, and more of that modern look. They all have those tranquility soaking tubs, which I think everyone loves. A beautiful, beautiful area of the resort, mostly on the quieter side, unless you're over in the main buildings by the main pool, but mostly on the quieter side. This side of the resort also has the rondevals. If you're familiar with those, they are rooms that are in the round. So it's kind of like your own little area. Garden views when you're in your room, it's round, and then there's an area around the outside of your room with your own private pool, a soaking tub, a little chair, table and chairs, and it's just like your own little sanctuary when you're in a rondeval. So these wouldn't necessarily have ocean views. They're just kind of like your own little area, and it's nice and quiet. They all have butler service. So a beautiful, beautiful accommodation there. And if you're looking for those stunning beach views and ocean views, then you're going to want to look at the Stargazer building. So on the Stargazer building, which is literally steps from the sand, the front of the building has the most beautiful suites. And these beachfront butler suites, there's a couple different categories because it depends if you're on the ground level, if you're in the middle level, or if you have the very top one, the penthouse one. So they have some different names, but they're in the Seaside Village in the Stargazer building, and these beachfront suites are gorgeous. One bedroom butler suites. And if you're at ground level, you even have a secret little walkout path that you can go from your own little private pool out into just right into the ocean, right into the beach if you want to do that. So super amazing, beautiful views with their own infinity pools. Kind of the length of the room has an infinity pool on it in your own outdoor area. So definitely stunning, amazing accommodations if you're looking for that luxury beachfront, beautiful view with your butler. So that's kind of what the Royal Barbados rooms are like. And then when we head over to Sandals Barbados, they have a wide range of options. They have everything from the luxury to the concierge club level up to butler. So they have that full breadth of room options. And they also have the two different styles. So they have the traditional style rooms, which have those dark woods and four-poster beds and that traditional sandals look. And then they have some of the more newer styles with the clean lines and the light colors and the tranquility soaking tub. So depending on which style you like, you can find those both at Sandals Barbados. And if you're looking for something right in the middle of the action at that resort, you're going to want to look at the beachfront village. The Royal House is like right by the ocean, right behind their big pool. And in those rooms, depending, the higher the room you go, the more you're going to have an ocean view. The lower rooms, you'll be closer to seeing more of the beach area. But those rooms in the Royal House are going to be the ones that are right on the beachfront for you. If you're looking for something that is in a quiet area, then the Caribbean Village is the place to be. So that's going to be right near the European pool, which is one of the quiet pools, really central to a lot of the restaurants and areas. The Caribbean Village is perfect for that. And those luxury rooms can be a great value. So you have all the benefits of two resorts and you're kind of right there in the middle and you can have a great value in one of those luxury rooms. So let's talk a little bit about the activities at these two resorts. So you will find plenty to do for sure, having the access to two of the hotels. So there's the main infinity pool. That's where all the action is. That's where the fun is. There's a DJ there in the afternoon and they're playing pool games. And then there's lots of quiet pools too. If you're looking for just relaxation and reading a book and not too much noise, then you can go to one of the many quiet pools too. They're all over. You also have the beautiful beach. You have two spa areas. The larger spa is on Royal Barbados, and then there's another second spa on Sandals Barbados. And this resort even has a bowling alley, kind of a new concept too, but there's a bowling alley, kind of sports bar. First come, first serve. All you need is socks, which you might not have if you're wearing sandals, but bring your socks and head down and do some bowling. That particular bar also has kind of an interesting variety of beers from around the Caribbean, around the world. So that was one of my husband's favorite spots to go to after dinner. But lots of places to walk around. There's some quiet pools, there's gardens, lots of areas to kind of explore. So you certainly won't be bored here at all. The beach at Sandals is gorgeous. It is a lively beach, meaning that there's some decent surf. They have some breakers set up, so you have a really nice lagoon just area to swim in. But if you love jumping waves and going in and swimming in the ocean, you're going to find that at Barbados. The water was clear, the sand was white. Actually, it was a little bit pink in the sand as well. There's a few beaches around the world that have like that pink sand, and if you just look at it, it doesn't really look pink. But if you pick it up and hold it in your hand and start to look through it, you'll see that little specks that I think come from coral, and it just adds this little pink tone in there. It's really pretty sand, and the water was clear. So really nice area. So they have, like they do at most Sandals resorts, they have that area for water sports with Hobie cats and kayaks and paddle boards and things. You may find the surf is too rough to use some of that equipment. The boogie boards will be your friend. Those are perfect. It's perfect for boogie boarding. But some of the other things you might not be able to use too often. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful beach. And to sit on the edge and listen to that water crashing on the shore and that sound of the ocean, you really get that feel because of the surf there. So it's just really, really pretty. So there are two resorts here in one. That is such a great value. It is only 15 minutes from the nearest airport where you would fly into, so it's super easy to get there. Together, there's 21 dining locations, and it takes up over 28 acres between the two resorts. So this is just a wonderful place to head to if you're thinking about Barbados. It's on the Maxwell Beach, which is a beautiful beach on the south shore of the island. And it really is an amazing Sandals property. And I feel like every time I come back from a Sandals trip, I'm like, this is my favorite Sandals resort. But, let me just say it again. This is my favorite Sandals resort. We just love the people of Barbados. They're so kind and lovely. We loved having the two resorts in one. We really enjoyed the pub there. That's a traditional item. And we really loved the pub there. We love the variety of the restaurants. We loved the new concepts. We loved the beach area. We loved hearing the ocean. We swam every day in the ocean, which I would prefer pool over ocean personally. My husband prefers ocean over pool. So since I drug him to Barbados, the poor man, I wanted to accommodate him. So I did go swimming in the ocean every day, and it was gorgeous. The water was beautiful. We were there, at a colder time of year, technically at home in January, but it's so far south that the water was warm and the weather was beautiful. So really highly recommend Barbados, highly recommend the Sandals properties there. And if you're considering, a trip and you're thinking about another Sandals location, maybe that you haven't visited yet, you might want to consider Sandals Barbados.